Revolution is our creed. We seek the thrill, gold and glory. It's the only life we need. We trek across the land, seeking the jobs for helping hands. If any need a battle to be won, when we're given one, we don't rest until it's done. Oh, be my sword and my mercenary band. I live the life of the mercenary. I court death near every day. I do not fear it. Oh, come and take me, but let me ride once more this day. I trek across the land, seeking the jobs for helping hands. If any need a battle to be won, and when I'm given one, I don't rest until it's done. Oh, me, my sword and my mercenary band. We trek across the land, seeking the jobs for helping hands. If any need a battle to be won, and when we're given one, we don't rest until it's done. Oh, me, my sword and my mercenary band. I've made a home of the winding road, traded my living for wanderer's woes. Feet on the earth, head in the clouds, I walk the world alone. Long have I traveled across these lands. Long is the journey that never ends. Back home there are farmers and blacksmiths galore, but out in the world I can be so much more. I've met mages and fae, I've met soldiers at war, and set eyes upon distant shores. Long have I traveled across these lands. Long is the journey that never ends. Some say that I'm foolish, some say that I'm bold, to brave the dark forests, wild beasts and the cold. But I choose to roam in ruins of old and sing of their stories untold. Long have I traveled across these lands. Long is the journey that never ends. My journey shall never blade and shield alone. I do not settle, love nor marry, lest I leave a widow alone.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were counting down for a rave.
Okay, how are we doing, guys? Say hi to our first episode of campaign 3, which felt weird typing because I didn't realize there were 3 campaigns.
What?
What? I know,
Business.
crazy. But yes, welcome to us, and say hi.
Welcome
And
to
what
us.
Welcome to us. What we're gonna do
I'm being
is
perceived.
we're gonna go around the table, introduce yourself, your character, a little bit about them, maybe an update on where they're at in
no.
terms of maybe what they look like, any changes to their wardrobe or their mindset, and then we will pass over to our resident lore keeper for a little recon. Recon? No, recall.
Recap.
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 See, I'm
I
so
don't know, I
good
like
with
the
words. I'm so good with words, guys. But yeah, so we're going to start off with our Kalinthar, our lovely Kalishtar.
Hi guys, Kalanthar. I'm a Kalishtar Blood Hunter, multi-classed into Artificer recently. So he's gone through a bit of a time recently. In our last episode, he come across the first one of his kind, basically, of his order. So he's going through a bit at the moment. He's really excited for when we get to the Dwarven Kingdom eventually. He's gonna kidnap a dwarf and get really into tinkering.
I'm sorry.
That's everything from me. So
Very
whoever wants to
nice.
go next.
Unfortunately, Keenan couldn't be here today, but Cardiff
Awesome, baby.
plays Keenan Moonsense, who is an elven bard. Very roguish, very sneaky. Yeah, a lot of interesting things, I think, with that guy. Can't really dive into much else than that. I'm not sure where he's at in terms of his mindset. Cold, maybe? I don't know. Wet? Yeah. But that would make sense when we do our recap. But next up is Persephone Bloom.
Persephone is a psychopath. No, she's a variant tiefling grave cleric. Is pretty cool, I guess. I'm not very good at these introduction things. You guys can't tell. I don't know. She's at the moment battling with her love-hate friendship with Kalanthar, who just Kalanthar. That's all. Just she's gone through the ringer recently, so she's in a bit of a. She doesn't really know whether she's coming or going.
Love it.
I'll just leave it like that.
Yeah. Next up is Zephyr.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I play Zephyral, better known as Zephyr or Zeph, to everyone's confusion because it rhymes with Seth.
Seth, yeah, so sorry.
So it's all good. She is a cleric, Twilight cleric, and she's blue, dabba-dee dabba-die. Everything about her is blue, pretty much. She is half elf, half genasi, air genasi. And recently she has picked up the ability to fly thanks to a lovely little tiara, question mark? That she has picked up.
Well, it's whatever you want it to look like. But it's a circle,
tiara.
yeah, it's like a headband thing.
Yes,
By the way.
that she doesn't know has ties to her mother that she has never met.
Interesting stuff, yeah.
Yes.
Crazy.
It's crazy. Nim, you're up, and you're muted, just in case you forget.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I play Nemessa, who is a red tiefling. She is, I think, still trying to like find her place in the party. She's just kind of quite stoic and kind of keep everything together. She's currently very, very upset because she's not very good at water and her armor is in an unknown place. So she currently looks like a drowned rat and has no armor and is feeling very upset with her life. Yeah, she's about to be struggling a little bit.
Okay, and then we're turning over to our resident lawkeeper, or assistant to the lawkeeper, I should say. So Kaylin, if you want to run through a little recap of what happened last session for the audience and our players, if they can't remember.
Yep. So we found ourselves in a underwater vault that we had to work our way through. This was tied to quite a few of our backstories. So we worked our way through this through the course of 2 sessions. Last session we found a room dedicated to the first original Dreamwalker, which linked into my backstory. There was a very dicey moment where I almost drowned inside of a water serpent, but thanks to Zeph, I survived. Or Nim, I can't remember who pushed me out, but someone did.
Wasn't it Dridus? Didn't Dridus tackle you out?
I can't remember who tackled me
I
out,
actually
but
can't
someone
remember. It might have been Dridus, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Dridus.
It was either Dridus or was it Nim that... I know Nim
Dridus
tried to.
I know everyone tried to, but I do remember specifically Dridus literally tackling him out.
Yeah,
Like,
because I
just
think
grabbing it from him.
Nim pulled Keenan out of the other one.
Yes, I pulled
Mhm.
Keenan out.
And then he got no, and I'm pretty sure Callum went into it twice as well.
I don't
Kinda did
know.
go
A lot
into it.
happened. There was a lot.
Yeah. Angry
did.
water snake things. That's
yeah.
all you need.
So we had that. Callan also, after doing a pseudo blood sacrifice on the altar, worked out that that was the spirit of the first Dreamwalker that was in there. And his name was Lutharin. He was the first champion of the Lady of Reverie, which is one of the pantheon gods of the world. We then found Nim approached the portrait in the same room, and she got a crown above her head, which links into what was it again? Sorry, read through my notes. Let's see with her heritage. Then we worked our way back through the tunnels and whatnot, and we found the portal that we were looking at previously, which we thought might link into where what was his name again? Your guy, Seth?
My guy?
That we're trying to find.
Who's my guy? I don't know.
Kozar,
You tell me.
Kozar.
He's not my guy. I don't have a guy.
So we've been trying to track down her friend Kozar for a while, and we assumed that this portal
Much better word. Much better. Much
A
better.
special friend.
What?
We assumed this portal might link through to where the people that are holding him are. Our resident crazy wizard friend, Dridus, had looked through the portal, and he said it looked cool. So Callan, riding on his high horse, thinking, what could go wrong after having this amazing little moment, and being a little bit tired at the time, said, screw it, and jumped through the portal, and everyone else followed. And we now find ourselves 20 feet above the ocean, falling into it. We don't know where we are. That pretty much covers last session.
Yeah, it's
I just
pretty...
want to point out, I too helped with the ghosty person. I was there.
Oh, yeah, true.
I was there.
Oh, yeah,
my holy symbols popped off.
Oh, yeah, we had Keenan joking that we got married as well.
We got married, yeah. We did not get married.
No.
If we did, we'd get a divorce so quickly.
Yeah, so quickly.
Annulment.
That would be the most Vegas type ever.
I mean, you'll have to know that you were married first.
Shut up.
Okay, so you all as a party emerge from this arcane rift, momentarily suspended in a kaleidoscope of refracted light. The sensation of falling feels endless as sound and light blur into a surreal tapestry of colors, and gravity reclaims you with a ruthless force, pulling you towards the cold, vast ocean. Zephyr, in a blink, a momentarily quick attunement with the natural surroundings around you, you find yourself amongst rain and thunder and storm, and you feel the cold breeze of the silver circlet on your head as it immediately attunes, and you find yourself not just levitating, but floating in midair, flying. You all watch as Drydas, as a last-ditch attempt, falling upside down with his bloomery on full display, rotates slightly and is able to conjure a small disc that he is now standing upon, about 3 feet from the water's edge. The rest of you splash immediately into a sea of cold, frigid water. It's early morning, which is a little bit confusing, because last time you saw, it would have been nighttime. The early dawn light is breaking across the massive waves that now consume you, and I need all of you to tell me what you would be doing in order to try and save yourself. And if...
Drowning Callan off the bat?
Yes. Yes, so Persephone lands beautifully on top of Keenan as he takes a look up to watch the falling purple skin of his tiefling companion hit him straight in the face. If he was here, we'd have some roleplay, but we don't. So.
She will, so Persephone will, since she was holding onto Kalanthar before he went through the portal. They were holding hands.
Yep.
So he practically pulled her through. So as she lands on Keenan, she's still holding on to Callan. And then as they're in the water, she moves her hands so she's gripping his collar and she's shaking him and she's like, "Why couldn't you just look?
Okay.
Why did you jump?"
And the buddy said it was cool. Sorry.
And then
Nim?
she'll take a breath.
She will be trying to make sure she's head up and trying to spin herself in the air, and mostly just be like, "He said look, he didn't say jump, oh my god." And then she will be looking round for which otter came with us.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be like, trying to...
So you watch as the final companion, Toji, a quite large sea otter about the size of maybe a Rottweiler, comes spinning out of the portal in a delightful grace of playful fur and just plops himself into the ocean. He's closest probably to Persephone, and you can see even in the early morning light that sort of glow swirling fur that ignites upon contact with the water.
Nim will kind of swim over to him, and even though she has no ability to commune with animals, she'll be like, where is the boat? How do we get to the boat? Please, where is the boat? And she's just all she can think about is the boat.
Do you want to make an animal handling check for me?
Let's try it. Let's see. +0.
Got to break out my box.
Ooh, 11.
Oh. Sorry, it was the ooh.
Ooh.
I was expecting I was expecting like a 3, but I got 11. It's fine. That's reasonable.
That's much better, yeah.
You watch as Toji's head dips under the sea into the inky blackness. You watch the fur, the glowing runes on his fur slowly drift away, as he seems to be heading towards or in search of something.
And then it's just gonna like stick to him like glue. Like, Toji is our way out of this.
Very quickly realizing that he will be out of sight in a mere moment.
Oh,
Oh god. Bit of panic sets in. She doesn't really know how to swim. She's mostly just kind of trying to not drown.
At least she's not in heavy armor.
She's not in heavy armor.
At least.
So make what should we call this? Athletics? Yeah. So if I can
Athletics is a good one.
Athletics is a good one. If we can have everyone that is in the water make an athletics checks, that's Persephone, Kaelin, and Nemessa.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, aren't we all? And then I remembered that she's flying.
She's flying.
Well, she's not.
And Zephyr, while this is happening, what is, apart from this quickly new skill that you have acquired, as that spell activates, you feel the cold rush of air from your temple. What are you doing now?
So if I remember correctly, Zephyr attempted to levitate as she fell from the portal and activated fly instead.
Yes.
So she's not like terrified by the fact that she's flying because she's levitated and stuff before, but levitation, there's like no control over movement. It's all like it's all like you have to push off a surface to move. And so as soon as she realizes that she's in control of her movement, there's a little moment of a freak out, and then, oh wait, let's see what I can do. And she just starts doing like backflips in the air. Okay. Completely oblivious to how the rest of her party are doing.
Okay, can I get the results of your athletics checks for me?
I rolled a nat 20.
Oh shit, okay.
Impressive.
I got cheering.
Yeah, I got 24, so there was a celebration.
Oh my god. Okay.
Very fitting 14, as I'm currently getting drowned.
I mean,
I would never drown you.
So the mark was to stay afloat was a very simple 12.
Oh, damn.
The roiling sea is quite rough, but it is carrying you all quite well. Persephone, you've spent a lot of time adrift in the ocean through various different means. Most of them, well, the primary one being that you were shipwrecked, and then became a sailor eventually. Nim is very strong, and without the weight of her armor, you feel lighter, and your strength that you're normally used to having to weigh down and move around in such heavy metal is gone. So although there's that immediate panic of you don't quite know how to swim that well, you're lighter, so maybe the brute strength of your forearms and back and biceps,
sheer determination.
Yeah, she's ripped, that's what it is.
Very true.
Can I have... Who would he be nearest? Fell. Zephyr, can I have a perception check, please?
Perception check. Yes, you may. Just hold on one sec. Yes. Sorry, my D&D Beyond is having a little bit of a hissy fit.
It's alright, it happens.
D&D Beyond. Sorry.
That's an 18.
18.
Yes.
Okay. You're the first to notice this, but it does sort of come into vision for Kalanthar and Persephone and Keenan, who is struggling still to catch his breath after being wailed upon by Persephone's falling torso. Drydas just gently floats by them about 3 feet off the top of the waves, even as it rises and falls. He's no longer standing. He's just lying on one side, just passing them by, making sure that they're okay, but very casually laying around whilst he's waiting to see what happens next.
The cheek.
Zephyr will pull herself out of her excited cartwheels in the sky, and kind of float down closer to everyone, and ask how they're doing. You all right down there?
Just,
At this
pull out
point-
some more.
Yeah, I was about to say, at this point, all you're getting is from Callum as I'm...
Yeah. Can she try and like pull him out of the water more?
So Persephone wouldn't be drowning him anymore. It would have been like
Okay.
a lash out, and then I think she would have probably stopped and maybe popped her head under the water and tried to have a look around underneath them, trying to just, no, Levi, don't you dare wake up, my child. Just trying to keep an eye out, see if anything's coming towards them, make sure there's no danger in the ocean.
Yeah, you see the slowly fading body of Toji in the distance. Even in this light, it's a little bit difficult to see, and with the storm cast overhead, it's quite dark. So, doesn't seem to be anything that you can tell would cause any danger at the moment.
Okay.
Nim
Back up.
shouts up to Zephyr and is like, can you see a portal? Can we get back? Can you fly us back to the portal?
That's a big
Zephyr
ass.
will. Zephyr's not that strong. Zephyr.
And I'm
Can
funky.
Zephyr see a portal still?
I'd say because you're flying around, it'd be pretty easy for you to spot. But no, there isn't currently the other end of the portal as you can see it.
Okay.
So wait, there's no opening back.
No.
So
It's a
bad news,
one-way
guys.
motherfucking portal.
Do you want the good news or the bad news?
There's good news.
Is that good news?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's
take
the
that.
good news?
She cups her cheeks and looks so excited and goes, "I can fly."
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Not gonna lie, that's really cool, and would
Persephone
really help
thinks
with my
back
fear
and
of jumping off the cliffs. As he laughs to himself, Callum's gonna sort of like grab his cloak that he's got on his back and kind of like do the whole survival thing that you do with a t-shirt, and just kind of like try and create like a little flotation thing just to keep his head above the water a bit more.
Yeah, make a performance check. We'll see how because it's a pretty big cloak, so we'll see how well you can do it.
That's definitely just
That's a
comes in
10
sad
because I have
cold.
nothing to add to that.
It's enough air to support you ish. It's nothing to shout about. It does help you out though. And you are
barely
floating a little
doing
bit. It's
Um,
doing enough.
Persephone is going to shout up to both Drydas and Zephyr. She's going to ask, can you actually see anything? Like, can you see the ship? Can you see where Toji's going? You're quite literally our eyes in the sky. We see water and waves. Do you guys see literally anything else?
I mean, Drydas is 3 feet off the ground, so it's not so much.
She's still gonna ask.
He's not that
Like,
far above
can you see fucking anything? Hey, listen.
There's no portal.
3 foot makes a difference. 1 foot between me. Christopher is like 1.5 foot taller than me, and it makes all the fucking difference.
True.
He can see over crowds that I cannot see over.
Supermarkets.
Exactly. So 3 foot makes a difference.
He just shakes his head and he's like, no idea.
The bad news is the portal is no more.
Zeph, is there any like landmass nearby that you can see in the distance?
Zephyr flies up a little bit more and looks. Does she see anything?
Make a perception check for me. We'll see how far your elf eyes can see. Yes.
12.
Oh crap! Didn't mean to run that.
Ooh. Okay. Ooh. That's how
So the horizon, it yawns endlessly as you're looking around. There's like a tapestry of blue and grey waves, and the sky's pale and washed out, and there's a very heavy feeling of emptiness around you. In the distance, there is a jagged shadow that would be hundreds of miles away.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I'm not seeing anything super close.
Can I have Constitution saves from our waterborne peoples, please? As the first splash of cold water was a shock to your system, after about this conversation and various different things, about 10-15 minutes, there's a deep chill begin to set in.
17 from me.
Okay.
Oh, from me.
Okay. Nim?
Nim is muted.
Just having a tea break.
Sorry, I am.
Oh, no, never mind.
I couldn't like unmute myself. It just wouldn't work. So I had to change it back. 13.
Okay. Kaylin, you take 3 points of cold damage.
Okay.
As that deep chill begins to set into your bones, and you feel your muscles begin to tighten. Your breath's a little bit shorter than the others.
Okay. Should I try and have a look around just to see if I can identify anything that might be of use? Like, maybe a change of the current, or maybe like a... I don't know. We've seen a lot of weird magical defenses with this stuff around here, so maybe like look for like a distortion in stuff around him, that sort of thing.
Ah, yeah. Make a survival check.
Does Zephyr see any floating floating debris, like doors, or anything of note?
We all know that the door only has one enough space for one.
Only enough space for one.
It's not space, it's weight that's the problem.
See, I've tried to explain that to... Anyway, we're not going to get into that. I've tried to explain that to so many people.
You and me both, bud.
Zephyr, if I can have another perception check from you to find a flotation thing. And your survival check, you can tell that there is a very strong current. You guys are moving. And it takes Zephyr a little bit of adjustment to just slightly move with you alongside that.
That was a 15.
Okay. As far as you can tell, there is nothing in the water. But that jagged thing in the distance, as sort of the clouds part and a bit of the cold frost mist seems to fade, you can tell that it seems like mountains, maybe?
Okay.
And they're covered in snow. And that's about all you can tell at that distance. And then underneath your three companions, just for a second, you see a shadow that glides gently beneath them.
Oh, we're going to die.
Shadow. Okay.
Yeah, it's like the size of. Trying to think.
Is it a toji shaped shadow?
No, it's like a.
Oh no.
I feel like it's that serpent from earlier.
I'm trying to think of the right. It's about the size of a football stadium.
Excuse me?
Shit.
Yeah.
Could that be the sanctum just moving onwards?
You're thinking that. I'm thinking, please don't let this be a similar thing to what shipwrecked me in like the first place.
Leviathan.
I don't want to die. I have one spell.
Guys, I don't want to alarm you guys, but there is something beneath you.
It's moving pretty quickly, and
Is it going
doesn't
past
seem to.
us?
Yeah, it's just going a direction.
I'm gonna. Can I shove my head under the water and have a look? I wanna see what it
if you
is.
want.
Yeah. I want to look at what it
okay.
is.
So you take 2 points of cold damage.
Okay,
But
cool.
you can make a perception check.
Let's go. Hold on. Here's my perception. Come on. What is my perception? +4. Come on, baby.
This is where I really wish I took flame right over right at the storm, so I could like have a little torch.
22.
Damn, shit. Okay, you see.
Making up for all my ones last session.
I'd say that's a pretty fucking high roll. So you see the gentle shimmering of very dark teal scales that are endless from your point of view as it's moving past you. This does seem to be part of what you would assume to be a Leviathan.
Okay, she's gonna like jot her head back out of the water and be like, I don't know if we're big enough to, be of any worry to this, but it's definitely a Leviathan.
Mm-hmm. With that, can you make a insight check, please?
Yeah. What is my insight? Where is my? Oh, I got +6 on insight. Maths. 15. I rolled a 9.
Not bad. You mentioned earlier, you said to the party about something that shipwrecked you. Could you tell me what that was?
Oh God, I don't even remember. I don't even know if I wrote it down.
You didn't.
I think it was
That's
just
why
a
I'm
me
asking
thought. I think I wrote it down in my own little notes somewhere. I don't think I know. I need to get my. You're gonna have to like talk to someone else. It's gonna find me ages to see if I can find this.
Zephyr looks to Drydas and is like, so do you have anything in your pocket that could help us?
That
Well,
is
less
an
us, more them.
excellent question. Do I?
Did I not write it on here?
Beware, Canonos makes his revelry. Where the horned one sleeps, deep in woodlands running. No one but me. I see the light of the stars shining through. Down by shoreside sea, no one but me.
Yeah, my pee wiggle.
I'm pretty sure they caught that.
Oh, well, that's fine.
So yes, we pick back up as this man is sort of eyeing Zephyr. A soft smile curls at the edge of his very chiseled face.
Oh, he's handsome. Sorry.
You see there's a moment where he sort of considers you, and like there's a narrowing of the eyes before he turns, nods his head, and two of the crew members that are trying to run around and one of them's like got a bucket of water and throws it on a still burning fire. They quickly drop everything they have and run over to the side. You see along part of the bow of the ship there seems to be very large mechanical looking contraptions, and you observe as one of them places something in and fires it, and you watch a giant net erupt into the air towards the rest of you.
Oh, fuck. I'm innocent. Sorry, that was my go-to thought.
You
We're
have
not married.
I guess.
a split second to decide whether or not you would be willing.
No.
So I'm gonna need dexterity checks. Saving throws.
I mean, I wouldn't be, because I'd be freaking the fuck. I fail. So that's fine. I rolled a 2.
He got us imprisoned once. It's Zephyr's
You
turn.
need to roll a 2 as well.
So that's 2 2s. And
Yeah.
for Zephyr?
Well,
I
actually,
rolled a 7. But,
I rolled a 2. I rolled a 2, but I have a +2, so technically it's a 4.
Okay, a 4 and a 7.
17.
Ooh. Very nice. You watch
What
as
does-
the net erupts into midair. Zephyr, you sort of see this happen as you turn to look at what these people are doing. The net flies through the air and grasps itself around Persephone, Kaelin, and Keenan, because he rolled a 1.
What about Drydas?
Drydas is quite
Ooh.
willingly just laying on his back on the disc. And
It's
he's
like, pick me.
and as it like hits him, he's like, "Oh no!" and it encapsulates all of you. There is a moment where you're all briefly submerged in a rush of cold water before this net begins to drag itself back towards the ship. And Zephyr, you look as this
In
hanging
horror.
basket of your companions is lifted into the air and plopped onto the deck of the ship.
Can I like hold on? Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, can I hold on to the outside of the net? Just
If you want to,
seeing
yeah.
it's gonna go to a ship, I'm like, I don't want to be in the net, but the ship would be great. So I'm gonna like hold on to the outside.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it just us in the net, or did it like catch any fishes or anything, or is it just
No,
us?
just you.
Okay, that's fine.
Zephyr looks at the drow and says, "Thank you. Not how I would have done it, but thank you." I'm not ungrateful. I promise. It's great. Thank you.
Well, I suppose we needed more people anyway, so get to work.
Sorry.
Get to work.
I love the way you said that. Sorry? Excuse you? Oh.
Sure.
Are we still like
can
in
I
the net?
check on my friends first?
Well, yeah, you can get them out, I suppose, and then make yourself useful. 'Cause this ship ain't going anywhere soon. And he sort of wanders off.
Never in my life have I been useful.
And then Zephyr like runs to the rest of them.
As the net falls, has opened a little bit. It is not tied. It just a tangled mess of limbs and people and net.
So good news and bad news. Good news, we're not in the sea.
Mm-hmm.
Bad news, we might now be this part of the ship's crew.
I already have a ship and a crew.
Temporary or like we stuck here for good?
He wasn't very clear.
Oh,
Okay.
Persephone's gonna be like, and she's gonna like get up and follow him.
So allies of circumstance sort of thing, or what's the situation here?
I was mostly just happy he got you out of the water.
Appreciate
I
it. It was pretty cold. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't stop to let me argue. I don't do well with figures of authority. Somebody else can take the rest of the conversation.
Oh, Persephone's gone.
Look, I was gonna say,
on his heels.
Looks like Seth's on that one already.
The one time we needed Keenan.
Oh yeah, because my charisma is just so good, so charismatic.
I guess in that case, Kaden will. If the crew doesn't oppose it, he's going to try and get up in the crow's nest and just kind of have a look around and kind of assess what's going on.
Pin Callan and his bloody crow's nest.
He
Does
likes
this ship
climbing.
even have a crow's nest with how damaged it is?
It might do.
He's just hanging off a bit of string. He's just hanging off the mast.
Make. So I need Kaylin make a persuasion check as you sort of brush yourself past some of the crew. You can now see that a lot of these people are varying races. Like I said, varying different attires, heights, builds. They don't look. I was gonna say they don't look injured, but some of them are. You can see like wrapped bandages and smoke and soot and marks and some cuts and grazes. It looks like this ship has been in a battle recently, so a lot of the crew are busy trying to stabilize some of the lines. Get the mast part of it is cracked, and there's the slowly smoldering remains of various different fires and things like that they're busy about.
Okay. It was an 11 for my persuasion.
You get a mop shoved in your face almost immediately. As
Very
one
well.
of the sort of smaller, very lanky, green-skinned crew is like, "Yeah, take this," and just gesturing very wildly the mop towards your face.
I'll kind of take it off him, kind of accepting that this is probably what I have to do, but I'll just say, is there anything else I can help out with? I'm quite good at climbing, tying knots, that sort of stuff.
You can clean. Hurry up.
Isn't
And he
there more
points.
pressing things?
Just wanders off.
Fair enough. Well, I guess I'll just mop along the desk and hope that Zeph can talk the guy down.
You're mistaken. That's not what I'm trying to do.
Persephone, can you make
Something.
a dexterity saving throw for me?
Yeah, 100%.
And how close behind would you be to Captain?
A few feet, maybe like
Okay.
maybe like 6, maybe 5, 6 feet ish.
Okay.
And I got a 19.
You have this. You're following him. No effort to conceal your action.
Nope. She was just gonna be like, excuse me.
You sort of see the difference in footsteps. This is very light and very careful. And then the kind of cautious, anxious, slightly angry, heavy footsteps from yourself. You stop out of pure instinct as you watch him almost spin round in an instant. And as you look down, there is the tip of a blade right by your throat.
She's gonna be super sassy because I love that for her. She's gonna like put her finger on it and slowly push it down slightly so it's less at her throat, more like at the base of her neck.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, okay, let's try this again. I'm not following you to attack you. Don't even know who you are. Just want to know if this is a temporary thing. All our friend said was that we're now your crew. I have a crew. I have a ship. I don't want to belong to anybody else's.
Doesn't seem like you have much of a choice now, does it? And you see that very wry smile.
For now, that's all I'm asking. Is it temporary? Or is it forever?
I'll let you know when you're less useful for me.
One
Take
more
care
thing.
of her, please.
I've never been useful.
A giant hand on your shoulder.
She's gonna giggle, like nervously. Because immediately, big hand, she thinks big person. And then she thinks Kozar. And then she's gonna go, like, all embarrassed. And then be like, oh, fuck, no, that's probably not a good thing. And she was like, what, one more thing? She's like gonna call after him. If you can allow me to rest, I can maybe heal up your group. I'm a cleric. I just need to rest.
As he's sort of walking off, we lost 3 cannons and half our powder. If you've got strength in your arms, now's the time to show it. I've got healers on the research vessel. And he's
I do not
walking
have... She like looks at the person holding her hand and is like flexing the muscles that aren't there. No muscles. She's like, I'm not a strong person. Is that...
As you turn to look at the hand on your shoulder, you see very dark bronze skin, and there's like a touch of grey and almost green to it. Roke is weathered by salt and sun. You see dreadlocks clattering when he's moving. Various different shark teeth and ornaments braiding into his hair. This is a similar sight to what you're used to, and quite an ironic turn. I didn't expect it to be you, but quite an ironic turn of events. You turn and look at the very jutting jaw and tusk-laden teeth of a half-orc who's about 8 foot tall.
She will instinctively, without even thinking, go, my gosh, you're pretty. Because she's like looking at his skin and like the dreadlocks, and she's like, good lord. I mean, sorry. And like at this point, as per usual, her cheeks are like pink at the fact that, you know, she's got a soft spot for half orcs. And she's immediately just blushing red, can't form a sentence. She's like, I should probably, I go. But and then she puts her head down and starts walking back to the other group and to the rest of the friends. She's like,
can the others see/hear this?
Oh yeah, this is a big guy. I'd say he was walking towards This all sort of happened towards the front of the ship, and as he walked away, he went to move up the stairs, to where the wheel is, and where there is a man currently steering the vessel. As he reached the stairs was when this confrontation happened. So you can see this very large, beautiful half-orc.
Is Persephone coming back?
Yeah, she'll like reach you guys and be like, I don't want to talk about it.
Did he say where we're going?
Talk about it. No, he told me nothing. He's gonna be like, look, when have I ever been known for my charm? I'll tell you when. Fucking never. Never in my fucking life.
Only someone were here who was so charming.
He kind of just told me that just deal with it. We didn't really have any other choice, and he's not wrong, we don't. But I by no means intend to stay here.
As I'm like sweeping around the deck, I guess that's what I've been told to do. Can I try and listen out for like chatter among the crew to see what kind of went on?
Ooh. Yes.
Don't know whether you want like a stealth to see how well I keep under them, or
No, like these guys are pretty happy to chatter amongst themselves, and you hear a lot of references to escaping by the skin of their teeth and the sea's unforgiving, and a lot of mentions of pirates, black sails, no mercy. There's a lot of chatter about the various different origins, that their places that they were picked up from. It appears that a lot of these crew are a found family of sorts. A lot of waifs and strays that are picked up along the way and have just been told that this is now their life, and they are pretty happy about it.
Okay. So general consensus is it's not like a slave ship, it's just sort of like an orphan family sort of situation.
Yeah.
Cool.
You get the sense that there is an expectation of loyalty inherent of anyone that comes aboard. But like I said, a lot of these people didn't have much to begin with, so they're quite happy. I'd say even, especially with your background, there's a couple of them, I'd say about half of the crew walk like they know how to fight. And from a lot of the various different arrangements and things like that, you would take them, or this group, as maybe more mercenaries than pirates.
Yeah, figured as much. I'll sort of just work my way around the ship, just keeping an ear out, seeing if there's anything I can help out with, and then meet up with the others when everyone else combines.
Can I like go to the back of the ship and try and have a look at the ship that's being towed?
Yeah, can you make a performance for me?
Okay. Performance. Oh, a 4.
So you're quite noticeably trying to make it look like you're doing a task and failing quite badly. You do notice the eyes of the captain follow you a little bit, but there doesn't seem to be any attempt to stop you from looking. And as you reach the back of the ship, you can see that behind it, towed by a couple of lines, is a very smaller ship. It seems to be very smooth and a little bit more white colored to the wood. There's various different carvings of coral along the bottom, and there's some sort of gleaming brass-like railing with various different items attached to it, and you can see like a gentle shimmering along some of them.
Okay. From my like very brief time on a ship, can I tell if it's sailable? Like, could it like sail on its own without being towed?
If it were fixed, then yes, because currently it's got half a mast. The mast is still intact, but some parts of it have broken off, and it wouldn't be able to hold a sail at the current time. It would also be slower, you would guess, because it's not as big.
So like right now we couldn't just jump on it and like go kind of deal.
Not as far as you know.
Okay. That's fine. Then Nim will just kind of like go back to the others and be like, we can't escape on that ship. It's not in a condition to sail.
Can I quickly ask you a question, DM?
Mm-hmm.
When I was walking behind the captain,
Yes.
name we did not get,
No.
did I see any of like the loops or the hooks like I had on the back of my corset?
Ooh. No.
Does anyone have any on? I noticed it on any single person.
Roke has one, but no one else does.
And Roke's is he with the captain now?
He's sort of lingering around, keeping an eye on you specifically.
Oh, she's gonna like look at him and wave.
Half hand wave. Just...
You see,
like does a little just a finger wave, you know. Just
in his hands, he's sort of rolling what looks to be dice between his fingers as he sort of just his head up, as keeping an eye.
He immediately gets flustered once again and mutters to herself, "He's so cool. Why is he so cool?" Oh, and then she like tries to like. She suddenly, just out of nowhere, remembers that she's soaking wet. Her hair, which is usually like big and curly and, you know, nice, is just slicked back completely like wet.
Gross.
She just literally looks like a drowned rat, and she just like picks up a clump of her wet, soaking, now pin straight hair just because it's wet, and she's like, oh, yeah. I'm beginning to see why I didn't make a good impression.
Zephyr puts a hand against Persephone's forehead
Hello.
and says, are you feeling okay?
Yeah, why?
You just look a little red is all.
That just makes her even brighter. She's like, what? No, I don't know what you mean. I don't. It's because I'm cold. So giving me a. Sorry, it's so cold. Brr. It's like...
Zephyr takes off her cloak and puts it around Persephone.
She's like, no, it's fine. You keep it. I'll manage.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I'm not really that cold.
Oh, okay.
Just failing. Absolutely failing miserable to be like, yeah, no, I'm just not embarrassed. I'm completely cool. Cool as a cucumber, me.
Just because I know that Keenan would do it, you sort of all watch as he saunters over to Roke, and there's like a brief, small conversation, and then like a weird fist bump, and then he just returns. He's like, yeah, I got nowhere.
Why did you fist bump him?
I don't know, I thought it'd be cool.
He's so cool. I mean, cold, so cold. Ember.
And you see, and Zephyr just like looks between Persephone and looks between the half-orc and like looks between them a bunch of times and then goes, oh, I get it.
What do you mean you get it? I have no idea what you're referring to. Persephone is going to probably regret this. She's gonna go back over to him as well. But not for like any. She wants to ask why he has a hook. She'll basically go over to him and like turn her back to him, right in front of him, and like show him the hook on the back of her corset, and be like, "I can see that you're a sailor too. Why doesn't your boss have one?"
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, because I'm so persuasive. Oh god, no, I fucking throw my dice off the desk. Oh my god, I am so fucking persuasive, sorry. 21.
There's a soft smile. Now, wouldn't you like to know? You're a sweet thing, so I guess I can tell you.
Thank you.
A lot of people of my disposition, we get sent to a place to train with the best.
To train to sail?
No, well, you know, you're wearing one.
Oh, it was a gift from my captain.
Ah, so you didn't earn it.
I what?
You didn't earn it.
I'm his first mate, so I think that counts as earning it.
Oh, okay.
If I
Can you
earned my
make a-
title, I'm sure I earned my
Can you
vest.
Oh, actually, no, because you wouldn't be. What's your passive perception?
14.
You feel a soft click as he like tilts his head, and then he moves to one side, and you see that he's holding a rope.
What are you doing with that?
Just testing a theory. And he pulls it, and you all watch as Persephone sort of goes launching off the side of the ship.
Oh. Okay.
Seth, you feel this rope pull you by your back, and quite quickly launch you a little bit into the air until you're swaying off the side a little bit. And as you sort of pendulum back, he sort of catches you with one hand.
No.
And then puts you back down again, and then clips it.
She looks him in the eyes and says, "I have read too many romance novels for you to do that to me."
Oh, really?
Like, I mean,
Which
no,
one's your favorite?
No. You read them? Like, her eyes light up. She's like, "You read romance?"
Well, of course.
Who are you? She's like freaking out. Like she starts like hyperventilating almost. She's like, I'm not, I shouldn't. Can I do anything? Can I help? I need to move on from this conversation real quick.
What's your name, darling?
Persephone.
Roke.
She like holds her hand out to shake his, like, but her hand's slightly shaking. She's so nervous.
You got a last name, Persephone? Where are you from?
Bloom. I'm not from around here.
Bloom?
Bloom.
Like the elves bloom?
Yeah, like the elves bloom. I was raised with them. You know them?
No, I mean you come across every now and then in ports and things like that. Roke Thorn, nice to meet you. And he offers a hand.
It's like, you're Thorn? As in...
THORNE, that's me. Nice to meet you.
You're...
What?
I don't know. Do you know another, like a Captain Thorn?
You mean my brother? Hell yeah.
He's your brother.
Well,
He's
half
my
brother.
captain.
Huh.
I'm his first mate.
Right. Sure you are. And he sort of chuckles and turns to leave.
She's like, no, I swear. He's oh.
Yeah.
Like she like deflates a little bit. She's like, and then she like turns to the group and is like, can somebody please tell him that I'm Thorn's first fucking mate? She's like shouting it at the top of her lungs.
This entire group is
like,
just
I can try, because like I could try, but I've been resorted to a janitor right now. I don't think he's going to listen to me, but I could try.
This group has just watched Persephone fly off a boat and then come back again. Like, yeah, she's the first mate.
No way.
Please don't throw her off the boat again.
Oh, she was in no danger. I just wanted to make sure she earned her hook.
I've been thrown off of many ships like that in the past. I think we almost had an incident like that not long ago. She like looks at them and then looks back and is like, it's occupational hazard, right?
Not if you're good.
Just like, I guess I still got some learning to do, I suppose.
Anyway, you
sure
guys better get back to work. Rail doesn't
right,
like
what do you want me to
lingering.
do? What can I do? How can I help?
Sort out the powder. Maybe you can fix the mast on the research vessel.
Right.
I can do that.
I'm not very strong.
I'm just gonna shout over to Rook. Does that mean I can stop mopping? There's better things I can do, right?
Why the fuck are you mopping?
That guy told me to.
That guy drinks paint. What are you doing?
I didn't want to interrupt your moment, okay? I'm sorry.
What do you mean moment? Hello?
You keep calling it a research vessel. What are you researching?
Hell if I know. Do I look like brains? No. I'm
You look like brawn. He's like, oh. You sure look like it.
Okay, back off, lady.
How do we get over to? Shut up. I have. Shut up. How do we get over to the other ship?
There'd be a tow line, I guess, between the two.
Yeah. This is me asking DM, not the.
There's tow lines, so you could potentially zip line your way.
Oh, fuck yeah! She's gonna like fucking do it with her mace. Just. Her mace over and just. She's gonna look at him, and this is gonna be completely out of character for him. Like she's gonna wink at him, and then she's gonna like run and jump off with her mace onto the line.
Yeah, make a dex check for me. See if you're quick enough.
Where I fail and flop miserably. 17.
Very nice. So yeah, Persephone, you launch yourself off, grab that mace, you're sliding down the line. Quite elegantly land onto the deck of the other ship.
The second she gets down there, she looks for someone else and is like, I was told to fix a mast, and truth be told, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. So, direct me.
So around you, you can see various different brass equipments along the rails. They all seem to glow faintly. There's different dials on some of them. Across, you don't see a lot of crew, but you do notice a gnome with very untamed auburn curls. They sort of refuse confinement, much like yours do.
Okay.
She's got oversized goggles on her head.
I love that.
And every now and then you see she pulls them down and they're just like magnifying the hell out of her face. And she's just scribbling some notes. Looks up as you approach. She's like, are you here to help?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Come with me. And just like quickly skitters off.
Okay.
There's like an excitable burst and tumbling words. She kind of like scampers over one or two of them quite a lot. Shipwreck survivors.
Flashbacks.
Ooh, look at you. Oh.
Oh my goodness.
So this is our problem, and she's looking at the central mast, and you can see like a massive crack along the middle portion of the wood.
Jesus. Yeah. I don't think problem is a bad enough word. What can I do?
No, that was my question to you. You're here to help,
fuck.
right?
I mean, I just got told to come help. We were literally just floating in the ocean about 10 minutes ago.
Zephyr's gonna make her way over slowly, a lot less elegantly than Stephanie did. And by that I mean she's gonna like try and how do I describe this? Butt scooch down a rope.
I wouldn't say you need a check for that, but just the image of you sort of scooching along. I'd say at one point you sort of turn your head and you look down, and there's a slowly drifting boat as Roke is just cross-armed, like one leg up, watching you guys with an amused smile, as you sort of see that what he's done is put the boat in the water and then just sat in it because the other boats are still moving, and is just sort of looking up at you as it moves past. Just
Hey, I'm not a sailor.
look, you're
I don't
doing
know how to
great.
do
You're
this.
doing great. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, she continues butt scooching.
Nim like sees Zephyr butt scooching and is like, "That's a great idea," and just she's like, "Right there with you, girl."
Let's see how Keenan does. Oh shit. Okay.
Oh, it doesn't sound like Keelan's rolling well.
As Rogue's sort of watching Zephyr and Nim very awkwardly butt scooch along, he sort of looks slightly above you, and with like quite an impressed smile, you watch as Keenan is moonwalking backwards down the rope.
Oh, love him.
He rolled a nat 20 on his, on his but he's just doing the move, and he turns and like gives finger guns to Rogue, and then just keeps going
Perfect.
off, and does like a backflip at the end, lands on his feet.
I think you finally impressed him.
I'm just waiting for how comically bad my attempt's going to be in a second now after that.
You
right,
can
I'm
butt
going to attempt
scooch.
to go across as well. I
So
don't
it
think
depends
you can
on
try.
what you're trying to do.
I think he tried Legolas it, with the bow
Oh,
and just
yeah.
try and slide across.
So give me a dex check.
Great minds. I don't
That's
have
a
a bow, but
19.
that's... Oh!
Oh yeah, easily. You have like a motion to it as you sort of fling yourself, bring up your knees and quickly hold onto the bow and skid down one of the lines past your companions who have almost made it to the end, and then elegantly join the rest of them.
I'll just high five Keenan when we land.
Yeah, love it.
Do I? Speaking... Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I was just... My brain was... I've been trying to think this entire time. Would I have seen anybody else or participated myself in like repairing Thorn ship?
Ooh. Yes, I would say you have helped with some ship repairs. Not quite this bad, but you would have had some hand there. Yeah.
She's gonna... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say Zephyr, grew up working with wood, with her dad, so I think she would kind of take an appraising glance at the mast, and try and come up with a way to fix this giant crack.
Mm-hmm.
You said there was like bits of like, was it metal that you said there were like on the sides?
Yeah, so there's
like,
brass
Are
instruments.
they fixed to it, or are they just...
Seems like it.
Okay. Do you have any more stuff like that? She's gonna ask. She was like, "Oh, did I catch your name?"
Their name. Their name is Oh, yeah. I was like, oh my god. The name is Tyver.
Okay. She's gonna say, pleasure, Persephone. Do you have any more stuff like that we can use to patch up, or is it all being used already?
What do you mean?
Like the stuff on the. She like points towards it, like.
Oh, you mean my instruments? You can't touch those. They're very delicate. Please don't touch them.
Oh.
Please don't touch them.
Okay, how about this? Are those the only thing I can't touch, or do you want to tell me right now what I can and can't touch so I don't get on anybody's bad side?
Let's just go with anything that's glowing. Don't touch that.
Gotcha. Good enough for me.
Yeah. Oh,
The only problem is...
and anything that smells a bit funky, also wouldn't touch that. And the things in the tanks down below, I wouldn't touch those either. And no, that's it.
Are you in charge of the research?
Yeah.
What is the research? Can you not tell me?
I can tell you. I'm in charge, as you can tell.
I'm very intrigued.
So we're looking into the different ecosystems, especially revolving around. And she pauses for a minute, and then she's like, "But don't tell anyone that I said it to you, all right?"
So you know that there was where you picked us up. There was one just there.
Oh, Stacy? Yeah.
Stacy? She has a name.
Well, no, but that's what I've named her. Apparently, they call her the Great Devourer. I don't know, something.
I don't know. I like Stacy.
Yeah, Stacy makes more sense to me. That's just, Yeah.
Stacy's mom. Sorry. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I've just literally writing that down in my notes. Stacy the Leviathan.
But if you got anyone that's like super strong, I guess we could use some timber to support beams in position for the mast, and maybe if you know anyone that's like good at, because I do research in things. Contrary to popular belief, like not all gnomes are into tinkering. That's not really my thing. I like researching.
Without saying a thing, she points at Callan.
Oh, you are very tall.
He just walks in and just goes, right. There's a lot of instruments in here. I really want to play with everything in here, but I know I can't because I overheard.
You see, she like quickly runs up to you, and she's got like one finger underneath your nose.
I heard I can't touch, okay, but I will want to talk about it after. Right, so you said there's some timber we can use. Is there any other like, I know there's brass instruments and stuff like that, but is there like any like brace material like iron
got some old
or anything
barrels.
like that? So like they have like the band around them, yeah?
Yeah.
That'll work.
So I'll say to Nim, right, these barrels, can you try and smash them up so we can get the rings off? So like try and like break it.
Yes, I can.
And then
jump on one. That's gonna be her attempt to help.
If Tyver's okay with us doing this, and I'll just say I've got an idea. We can use the timber to brace it, and then if we wrap the bindings from the barrel, like the riveted bit around it, I'll try and do like a shocking grasp thing to try and weld it to hold it in position. If that it might work, it might not. It's a long shot, but I'm thinking on the spot here.
I like the idea. But Nim immediately just takes her axe and like goes at the barrel. She's like, "Now a task I can accomplish."
So I guess we'll
can you make me a strength check? And actually, as you're doing it, you sort of hear the quite heavy footsteps as Roke joins you, and he's like, "Do you want to make it a competition?"
Hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
She rolled an 11.
All right. He rolled.
Please, there wasn't that one.
I know. It was almost nat 1. I was like, please don't do this.
He's like, "On your marks, get set, go," and the two of them just begin hacking different barrels to pieces. Roke in one hand shoves his entire fist through the barrel, and you watch as the entire thing splinters from the inside out, and he's just like lifts up his hand, and you see like 4 giant iron bands all around his hand. He's like, ha ha! Here you go.
Stephanie is gonna try and just, because she is not strong, she is hoping that she can use her body weight. She's gonna literally just jump on one, like not gracefully. She's gonna like put it on its side, and she's just gonna try and fucking she's gonna jump with her butt. Do you know what I mean? She's gonna jump in the air and sit on it and hope something happens.
You're gonna
Yeah, make a strength
ground
check for me.
Yeah, did you say make a strength? It's not gonna
Yes,
work.
strength check.
Oh my god, I'm a liar. Never mind. I have a -1 in strength. It's a 14.
Yeah, no. It just there's a sharp
just
pain
there on top of it.
and like there is you hear like a dull groaning of wood and like a small crack, and one part of the barrel just like cracks a little bit.
Just gonna stand up, kick it out of frustration, and then be like, this is not my expertise. I was a cleric raised by fucking druids. I don't know what I'm doing.
You look over, and Tyver is currently she stood on one of the barrels, head peering over at Keenan, who is currently sketching the mast, and she's making like small adjustments with her fingers as to what needs to be braced where and things like that. And she looks up. Well, what are you good at? I thought you were pretty impressive.
Healing.
Anything
She's like,
else?
all I really do is heal. No, not really.
Oh,
I'm not a very talented person. Like,
Can you
her
heal
shoulders
wood?
like lump. It's like, no.
oh.
she's like feeling
you're
really down.
first mate of our ship. Like, I wouldn't.
I mean, I need you have you been on a ship before?
I have lots of experience. I'm a first mate.
Well, I need someone to check the hull and see if there's any breaches and waterproof them maybe. And I have the sealant. You have to look at it from the outside, and I'm not so great with heights, so yeah.
You have the sealant?
Yeah, and she sort of like reaches down, pulls up a bucket of like this dark tar-like substance. She's like,
she's
sloshes a little
gonna. Is there any like rope around? Like on
yeah,
the floor?
it's a boat. What do you mean?
She's gonna on her. She wants to like put the rope around her waist and then tie the bucket to it.
Okay, yeah, that's easily done.
And then she's gonna hook herself on at the back, and she's just gonna jump off the ship. Like she's gonna like get one of the lines from the ship, attach it to the ship, and then just jump off the side to try and look for holes like around the outside.
Awesome. Yeah, easily done. Make a survival. Make a survival check for me.
Is it water survival? No.
It's technically to do with the sea, so yes.
Is it also no? Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Yes, you have
Oh, that's
advantage.
Okay. What even is my survival?
I don't know.
+6. Fuck yeah, motherfuckers.
So it's wisdom based, so you should be good.
My
I was going to say, if you aren't, then we have a problem.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
I mean, the DC was the 13, so it wasn't that difficult. You're like hanging upside down, with the bucket sort of underneath you, and you're quickly spotting like every now and then like there's a small crack, and you're quite easily able to do it. And there's a moment where Roke sort of peers over the side and then like looks back, but you can't see him. So it's everyone else sort of watches like pretty impressed shrug, and then just goes off and continues to help smash up some barrels.
She's like, while she's swinging down there upside down, she's like laughing at the top of her lungs. Like this is the most fun she's had in so long.
So I'm gonna need a We'll do a joint performance between you and Nim as to how well you can put some sort of tinkering together. I'm gonna say it is a performance check.
Just straight
The DC total is 25.
Okay.
Plus 0. Here we go. That's a 12.
Ooh,
So you need a 13 or higher.
I have a +2, so let's see.
Ooh.
Oh no, it's glitched. It's stuck. No.
Roll it
no,
again.
Please.
It's cocked. Roll it again.
It's a 9.
Just scraping the barrel. There's a moment where you're like putting it all together and you're like, and then like put it in a different way and then like, no, that's not gonna work. And then put it, and eventually you're like, okay, that's good enough. And you sort of watch as Tyva walks over and is like tilting her head. And then sees a very disappointed look on her face.
It was a long shot, okay? Like...
But she looks up, and to one side. I suppose I could lend a hand. Okay. Right. As you watch as Drydas sort of, it's taking him this long to get out of the boat that Roke was in and climb up the side of the ship, and he's like, ah.
Oh god.
And then like sort of adjusting his very big belly. Okay. Right.
Anyone got the spell mending?
He walks over,
At the minute.
places his hand against the bands that you've now formed around part of the mast, and you watch as they all seal and tighten, and part of the crack heals itself. He's like,
Underbuddy.
"Ah, nailed it. Okay, I'm going for a nap."
I'm out of spell slots, very much.
He is.
Yep.
He is. He does have mending, so
Yeah. Sweet.
I was waiting that whole time to be like, I don't have mending. I wish
Yeah.
I had big mending.
Yeah.
well, yeah. So I mean, he
I was thinking
used a
the same.
different spell as well, but it was mending.
Mending.
But yeah, you have sealed the cracks and you've repaired the mast. And Ty was sort of nodding her head like, nice.
I'll immediately, like, abseil down for wherever I was on the mast and just go to Tyver. I'm going to need the recipe for that sealant before I leave, but need to ask you about the other bits of research at some point, if it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, you can go below deck if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
You'll go down and have a look.
Sure.
See Persephone swinging by.
See you by the one of the
Hello.
portholes and just go, hi.
Yeah.
Tyver follows you. And she's like, I love being on a ship. Ships carry memories. Did you know that? Did you know that ships carry memories in the wood? Well, apparently they do. I don't know if that's true, but I would love to find out if it's true, because like every scar tells a story. Sorry, I'm rambling.
Oh my god. I love
And she's
that.
like
I
walking
would
you
love to
below
say
deck.
I know, but not really been on a ship much until I met this lot. Woods are more kind of my thing, to be honest. But Scar's telling stories. I get you on that one.
As you go below deck, you come into the sight of quite a jumbled mess of various different science equipment looking things. A lot of flasks and what seems to be arcing braziers underneath them. Taking up a lot of the room are these massive glass casings with iron bands, and you can see various different marine life sort of floating around in them. One is completely cloudy and you can't quite tell what's in there. and a couple of other ones. And then right at the back is this massive tank with what appears to be a lot of sand, and then some sort of mound that's buried itself in there. The only other thing is that the bottom of the ship is completely see-through. And as you're looking through it, just looking around at all the different, like, fish. Can you make a perception check?
Sorry.
That's
dirty
20.
Support you.
There's a moment as you're, like, staring there. You see, like, a flash of fur and, like, a glowing light as it sort of trails past.
Oh, Toji!
It's actually Toji.
It's
Oh
Toji.
god, please be Toji. Yes!
And then,
That's
like,
a
as you
boy.
sort of see it disappear from view, you get a little bit of a fright as you hear, like, a boom, and, like, pressed against the glass is his, like, little face. It's just like,
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, I was saying stuff about. Yeah, we know that one. He's one of ours.
oh, really? We found him, like, 20 minutes ago. He seems to be following the ship for some reason. We're not quite sure why, but yeah.
Poor
Probably
us.
instinctively. He normally lives on a ship.
I'm not too sure.
I'll just have a quick look around in the glass, see if there's anything else I see. Well, the see-through bottom of the boat, and I'll also say, like, so Leviathan. I heard you mention something about Leviathans earlier. What is it exactly you're looking into with them? Like behavioural patterns, breeding grounds. What's the thought process on that one?
We want to see if you can harness the elemental magics that are inherent within the biology of the Leviathans, because although like some, I don't want to be like harping on about different people's heritages, but you know, like Genasi is super cool, and we want to see if there was a way to either learn or like make an object that could do the same thing.
Yeah. That's really interesting.
It is
Did
pretty
not
cool.
sound convincing. Did not sound convincing.
He's kind of just thinking in his head like how it would actually work, like trying to grasp the whole concept of it, because it's not something he would have thought about, but he's interested in the idea of it.
But also like
And I
migration patterns and breeding is like a whole thing. We're pretty sure she might be pregnant, but we're not sure how that works, or like how long it gestates for, because it's massive. And so, you know, like owl bears, they gestate for like 15 months, so God knows how long it takes to gestate a Leviathan baby. And do they grow from eggs? I don't know. So, yeah, it's a whole thing.
Imagine it's sort of like a live birth, like a whale, maybe. I guess.
We don't know. We don't know if it's serpentine in nature, or like a lizard, or if it's like a mammal, or like we don't know if they're warm or cold-blooded. We don't know if they're purely magical or like only not magical. We don't even know if they're made from a magical origin or if they just are what they are. I mean, everyone's made from the gods, but like, you know what I mean. Like, did they just appear, or did someone conjure them? Or are they even from this realm? Like, what if they're from the abyss or like the far realm? What if they're from the astral plane and they're not even waterborne creatures originally? I don't know. It's like this whole thing, and what were we talking about?
Okay, this is just gonna be like, yeah, I'm kind of from the dream realm, so that might be interesting for you.
You're what? You're from the where? That's a place?
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
sleep on a bed of stars. Sometimes it's cool.
Okay. I need like 15 hours of your time, maybe more. It could be less. It probably won't be less.
Well, I'll definitely want to pick your brain at some point, so we can at least be pen pals and keep in touch.
Okay,
and compare notes.
but you have to pass the test.
Sure, go ahead.
Because you gotta be clever enough.
Okay, this is where I fail.
I would like you to guess what one of these creatures are. And she sort of gestures at the tanks.
Okay.
And then like adjust something in her eyes and then grow even wider. Like peering at you.
Just been given that
Like
energy of that woman in
Maz Kanata.
Star Wars. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want me to roll? Please stop.
I would ask what his approach would be to try and identify at least one of these things.
I guess he would look for like similarities of stuff he's found previously, like in the woods and
Okay,
what
roll
his
a
travels.
history check.
Don't suppose it's a fey fiend or undead creature in the jar, right? If so, it would be an advantage.
Depends on the jar that you choose. So roll me a d6.
Okay. It's a 2.
No.
Okay. That's an 11.
So this looks like pale ribbon-like seaweed that seems to wave despite the stillness of the jar or tank. At the moment, you can't see anything other than seaweed in that specific tank.
Can I try and look at another one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I'll move on to the next one. That's a 16.
Cool. And a d6 for me.
Yep. That's a 5.
This seems to be it's a glass tank, but there's an orb of suspended water that seems to defy gravity. With your 16, this can happen in the dream realm sometimes, and it's a benefit that you come from there. That it ripples with like this temporal energy that causes reflection on the deck to like move out of sync with the real world. This is a temporal water orb, and they are naturally occurring, and they can never, they have never been replicated before.
I'll just say, well, this one looks familiar. Is that a temporal water orb?
What? And she sort of writes down the name, and with like a soft smile.
Didn't know what it was?
Yes, of course I did. How do you spell
Insight
temporal?
check.
You don't even need one. She
I'm joking.
was using you and your different background to help her. And she does like a mischievous little smile, and she writes down the name. Follow me, and she brings you back to the first tank, and she's like, "Watch this," and she grabs a handful of sand and drops it into the top of the tank. Well, she climbs up a stepladder and then drops it into the middle of the tank. And as the fronds of the seaweed are hit by the sand, they all seem to retract and then burst open in tiny golden light that swirl like dust in a sunbeam.
Well, that's cool.
She's like, "This is an Aurelialis font."
Cool. Is that like a predatory plant? Is it like a Venus?
No, it's a defense mechanism, but it looks really cool, and I thought I'd want one, so I took it.
You could make some really cool lanterns with this.
Oh my god, that's what I was thinking.
Did we just become best friends?
Oh my god, please.
For God's sake.
And then we cut to the top deck. So what are the rest of you doing? Persephone, you finished your task. What are we doing up top?
I will come back onto the deck then. Instinctively, I'll be like, "Where did she go?"
You can hear the softly murmured, excitable noises coming from downstairs.
Oh, she'll like pop the bucket by like the entrance so that she can see it when she comes out. Like, I don't know where to put this. I'll just leave it here. Are you guys done with like the barrels and stuff? Is there anything else that?
Yeah, the master's like as repaired as it's going to be. They're just talking research, and I am just And she Nim looks around to see if Roke is nearby.
Yeah, he's just hanging around.
Then she's gonna kind of be like, I'm just looking overboard.
What?
And she's kind of eyeing up the tow rope.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to not make it obvious, but she's thinking we could get out of here on this boat and go get our stuff. But she obviously does not want Roke to overhear, so she's trying to do it subtly.
There's a very confident gaze that seems to follow you.
Is it Roke or is it?
No, it's Roke, yeah.
Okay.
Zephyr is gonna try talking to Roke. I say try because Zephyr is not so good at talking.
But Stephanie will be right there with you.
I'll be like, hello, Mr. Roke, was it?
Yeah, what's up?
I was wondering if you could tell us more about your captain.
No.
That was a long shot, gal.
Make a persuasion roll.
She's nothing if not polite.
Please?
Please.
Oh, can I give you a little bit of guidance? So Stephanie's gonna give you a little nudge with her hip, but it's actually her giving you guidance.
Even without guidance, it's a 23.
Oh, girl, pop off. Never mind. You don't need me.
She flutters her eyelashes at him.
You see there's a soft, almost softening in his eyes and just the faintest hint of pink in his face. Oh. He's like, well, I mean, sure, what do you want to know?
His name?
Rail.
Rail. Somebody says it the same time and it's oh. He mentioned earlier, I probably should have told you guys.
Yeah, Captain Rail Decker. That's...
Why does the boat look so bad?
Well, it was built for battle originally. We ran into some not so kind people, so...
Do you know anyone called Who?
Who?
Yeah, who?
What? I'm confused. What are you talking about?
Never mind.
Okay. No one told you you're a little bit weird?
Hey. Few people.
But in and he sort of pauses for a minute.
Good way?
Good way?
Exactly.
Not so much the good way, but weird, yes.
Well, I think I like weird.
Was Stephanie just watching them and she's grinning, ooh, 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 ooh.
What is your name, by the way?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Zephyr.
Nice.
And she just kind of goes, okay, and then just swivels around to go hang with Nim.
There's I'd say even you notice it, there is a strong lingering.
Oh.
Persephone, you hear under his breath, he's like,
mm-hmm.
That's a storm I want to be in.
Oh my god.
Okay, right. And he's just walks off.
Stephanie immediately snorts out a fucking laugh. The second he says it, she's you know, like when someone says something that surprises you and you kind of like choke on your saliva for a second, you're like, and she's like, oh, yeah, okay.
Meanwhile, downstairs, Keenan has joined you and is very elegantly writing down as many scribbles as he can, almost as fast as Tyver does. And it's like this weird write-off. Tyver's just been asking some very generic questions about where you come from, Kaylin. Nothing too prying.
Thank you, baby.
And then at one point she's like, oh, she's finally moved. And she points down. And you see that now not covered by the shadow of Stacy's rather large body. You can see beautifully glowing coral along the seabed. And there is some sort of magnification that the glass on the floor does, and that's why it was such a shock to see a giant otter's face suddenly shove it up against. But there is a series of bones that sprawl like a sunken temple. Like the rib cage is the size of a cathedral. These pale bones arc upwards towards the heavens. You've seen something like this before. In a prison.
Oh.
This is the body of not a leviathan, but some sort of monstrous sea creature.
Let me know when you're done. I'm ready to go.
Like where we were held?
Mm-hmm.
Does that literally like travelled on? Like we just like passed over that as we're looking down? Sort of thing?
Yeah, you're passing over it right now. And she's like, do you hear it? That like, the hum in the bones? It's like a heartbeat.
Would we hear it?
Make a perception
Or is
check.
that? That's an 18.
Oh shit. Okay. The DC was an 18.
Damn.
Yeah, you, as you're sort of like peering down and you sort of tilt your head and still your body, amplified by the wood and the sort of curved hull of the bottom of the ship, there is this rhythmic thrum of energy that you can sense coming off of these remains. I'd say even with that, I won't even make you roll your Arcana. You know that that is primordial magic. So it coincides with a lot of what Tyver's been saying. Even possibly you could do a lot more than what Tyver wants to do.
Cool. So I'm guessing you've identified that this is primordial magic echoing off this. Is that correct?
Yep.
I have a feeling we're going to be talking a lot over letters over the next couple of months.
Yeah. Well, I know it's magic. I'm not an idiot, but like
I know,
I can't
but
tell. I'm not magical, all right? I'm just amazingly good looking. But I can't. Yeah. I didn't know
Callan's
that.
just going to be thinking in his head, just like, oh my god, I'm actually smart for a change. Shut up. Just don't, just quit whilst you're ahead. Don't.
Fuck up.
And he would just go, I just had a feeling, that was all. Just kind of play it off cool, but he's entirely freaking out that he actually worked that out.
But anyway, like there's a bunch of people that I need to go talk to. But yeah, I'm sure I can keep you on my list. Like there's a druid that I need to go talk to. But he's in the Spirewood, so that might take some time. And then
But wait a second, Spirewood.
what?
What druid? What's his name?
Oh, I don't know. It's some furball guy. He's the recently new head of some clan. I don't know. Anyway, it's like, why?
Give me 2 seconds. I just need to double check it because it's been a while. Is his name Barabbas by any chance?
Yeah, it was something like that. It was like I don't know.
Bartleby.
Bit of something. Yeah.
I'm just gonna like pull out the little notebook I've got like for foraging, and it's gonna have his name like stamped into it with his handwriting.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Does this look familiar?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. We're definitely going to be talking later. Let's try and get what this scenario is under control first. But I'm definitely going to be picking your brain about him because I haven't seen him for decades.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, I spoke to him last week, so okay.
How's he doing? Yeah.
I mean, apparently great. Promotion. Woohoo.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got like some stuff to tell me about the Euro-san. It's a different. It's nothing to do with this. It's like a separate research project we're working on. But...
Okay. He's just gonna be internally freaking out right now, and he's just gonna have to overload and just like decompress in the corner for a second. Just like, well, it's good to know he's alive.
But if you come from the Dream Realm, do you know well, you're clearly a tinkerer, right? Or is this like a new thing?
This is more of a new thing.
Oh, so you can't even tell me about the Dream Forge? That sucks.
That's a thing?
Well, I mean, it's a story, but like, so are Dreamwalkers and.
Mm-hmm. We're not naturally tinkerers, so that's new for me.
I don't know.
Now this is something I'm gonna have to look into. But his brain's just gonna be fried, and he's just gonna have to like stand at the corner, like, because this is just so much information at once. Like, found out about old friend, he's found out about like 4G stuff. Like, he's gonna be so excited. Just brain fried. Just like, I'm gonna need a minute, and he's gonna just grab a bit of rum.
Our plan is to take some of the samples from the bones, and do some tinkering, see what we can do, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to be a part of that.
Well, I mean, we're well funded, so sure, yeah, why not?
Cool. I'll shut up now. So
did you want to look at more stuff, or can we like go get some fresh air? Because it smells like seaweed in here.
I'd love to look at more stuff, but I think it's time we went above deck and just kind of saw what's going on.
Okay, cool. And she like saunters up, and like halfway up, she like turns back and leans down to you, and she's like, "Is your friend single? Because he's kind of hot. The thin one."
Keenan.
That Keenan.
Well, yeah, of course it's Keenan.
Of course.
As far as I'm aware, yes, but
how dare you? That's my boyfriend.
Really know too much. Yeah, but you're in like a situation thing. It's not official, right?
No, you can't hear me.
He's gonna say jokingly just to see your reaction.
I was joking. Persephone does not say that. I did not say anything. It was just me being a goofy goober because of what we said earlier. Like, do you remember like when we were pretending to be in a relationship for our cover?
Oh yeah.
That's the only reason I said that. I was joking. No, I don't say anything. Just pretend that never happened. That was an inside thought that came outside. Not just ignore me.
But yeah, you guys return to the top deck of the ship. Nim, what was your total goal of your sleuthing?
Basically to work out, like, I know between our like little team, we would be able to like sail a relatively small ship. Like, we could make this work. So she's trying to be like, if we can detach from the main ship and sail the ship somewhere ourselves, then we don't have to follow wherever they're going. We can make our own choice of, like, destination.
Okay.
But she doesn't think that that's going to happen, like, that they're willingly going to let them go, so she's trying to do it, like, on the DL.
Okay, so you can, after you're investigating, you can tell that the tow lines are pretty massive in order to pull a ship, and there's maybe 6 or 7 of them, and you'd need to hack through them to be able to detach the ship. I'd say because your companions are so good at distracting Roke, you've had enough time to ascertain that that ship would also be slower than the ship that's in front of you. So you'd have some problems if they perhaps wanted the ship back.
Yeah. Okay. She will kind of internally feel quite defeated, but like not really mention anything to anyone else. But kind of like seeing that the others have a rapport with Roke, she's gonna kind of like whisper to Zephyr and be like, do you think he could tell us where we're going?
I can ask.
I mean, scare me. Do it.
Hey, Roke.
Do it. Sorry, carry on.
do you by any chance know where we're going?
Well, do you not?
Your captain is a man of few words.
That's so true. Yeah, we're going to Sol Cove. Why?
Oh, fuck. Persephone literally says that straight away, out loud. Oh, fuck.
Why? I'm sorry, have you got a problem with, like, Sol Cove or something? Like...
I'm technically, she's just gonna be completely fucking honest. And she's gonna be like, technically I'm a criminal there. Can't really go back.
We kind of all are. Right?
Nice, me too, I thought.
Wasn't that...
What? She's like, her hands in the air because she was like trying to explain, and then he hits it, and she's like, oh, well, that's not why that was, okay.
Wasn't that Saltless Bay?
I was gonna say, wasn't that Saltless Bay, not Salt
No.
Cove?
Not the crime that she's inferring.
Oh, not that crime. Oh, okay. That's a different crime.
Jesus
But I mean, you guys can have that
Persephone.
moment if you want, where they're like, that's Saltless Bay, like, what?
It's just gonna be like, yeah, no, that's what I meant.
Goes, I thought that was Saltless Bay.
No, that's what I meant too. That's crazy. My bad.
How many places are you wanted?
Nowhere.
Hey,
Other than
Zephyr,
those places.
do you go to Saltless Bay often? Or is that, like, you just...
You come? Easy, I know that you come here often.
It was
Like-
it was kind of I think it's more of a one-time thing.
Oh, cool.
Are you from there?
No, we just go there a lot because of merchant trading and escort missions and shit like this. And he sort of points at the rest of the ship.
Oh, right.
And Nim essentially is like trying to remember the map so she can work out like where Salt Cove is. Like, is that an island?
You have no idea.
I'm
No
generally
clue.
looking, I'm generally looking
I'm
for it.
gonna
and I
roll
can't see
an
on that.
insight.
I'm generally looking around the
You
map, I
watch
can't
as
find it.
Roke sort of like for a moment distracts himself from staring at Zephyr and then like moves across to check the weird, like quite clueless look on Nim's face. And he's like, you know, Sol Cove, eastern side of the Hellfalla Peaks. Just me, or do you guys just?
Not just
have
you.
not
I thought you
traveled a
sail
lot.
around, like.
No.
Huh.
We've been there. Have we not?
Not in this campaign.
No.
I mean, you have.
Thinking of a different. Yes, but I was thinking about us. Oh my god, all my notes. Sorry. I'm thinking of a different cove. But I forget what it was called.
And roughly how many days will it take us to get there?
Maybe 2 weeks.
I think it was literally just called the Cove.
It's not good.
It's really not good.
Why, have you got
That was
somewhere
our-
you need to be?
That was our time frame, wasn't it? For the
Kind of?
Yeah, like she
we're
like
all on a
Nim now
Facebook
like just
then.
turns to Keenan and is like, would your sister know where that is? Could she like could she sail there and find us, and then we can do the other thing? And she like tries to like stage wink, like really like.
Are you guys having a reunion? Nice.
A reunion?
Yeah, she's a
Persephone
sister.
has not caught on to the cues. She's just confused. She's like, what is happening?
You know
She's too busy thinking about being a criminal.
the plans that we had with Keenan's sister in a different place than the cove.
Oh, that. Oh, you see, her eyes go super wide, and then her cheeks once again go a little bit pink because she slowly connecting the dots, and those dots,
Zephyr,
as
can
always,
you-
lead her back to Kozar.
Zephyr, can you make a perception check, please?
So me or Persephone?
Zephyr.
You.
I have hearing problems, okay?
And
That's
Hiccup has
okay.
a loud voice.
I'm a loud boy. I mean, girl. I'm a girl. I'm a girl.
You can be anything you want to be.
I'm a loud boy.
That's a nat 1.
Oh no.
Cool.
Oh no, I hate that.
She
I will.
perceives
No,
nothing.
I can't. That's a crit fail. I can't even. Yeah, you're too focused on the conversation with Roke and how strangely awkward he's being for how confident a person he is.
Can Persephone's gonna ask, now that we're done here with as much repairs as we can do, can we go back to the main ship and rest? I just feel like I'd be a lot more help if I could actually use my magic.
No, you can rest when it's nighttime. What is wrong with you?
What was wrong with me is that I almost died. And I have no spells to help anyone. And I highly
we told you
rely
we
on
don't-
those.
We don't need any healing. Like,
I can't. It's not just healing that I do.
well, that's what you told Tyver.
I mean, she looks down. It's like, I hurt people too. She's like, she's all embarrassed about it. I hurt people as well.
Kaylin, what is your passive perception?
12.
Is mine higher than yours? Oh, because I'm a wisdom. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind,
As you guys
fucking
are having
Jesus
this
Christ.
conversation, you can all notice quite a dense fog sort of rising and rolling over the waves from behind you.
Is Drydas with us?
Yeah.
She's gonna look at him and be like, "Hey, yo, is that any one of those fancy storms, Storm Boy?"
He's sort of like asleep on a bench with a bucket over his head.
She knocks very gently on the bucket. She's like, "Calm down, just me," and she flashes him this really awkward smile. Hello, it's I. Your
Oh, yes.
friend? I don't. We haven't really put labels. Is that one of those fancy storms? That
You see, he
look.
he turns his head and looks over, and he's like, "Oh, that is not natural. It looks beautiful." Look at it. It's like a fluffy cloud.
No, Drydas, that doesn't. Okay, go back to sleep. Like pats him on the head. It's like, you seen one of those before? Says to Roke.
There's like a pale tinge to his face. He's like, shit. Captain! And starts shouting for the captain, and you notice off towards the back of the larger ship, you see the dark form of the captain in his massive hat. Quickly spins on his heels and begins shouting at the crew. You notice all of the sails then drop, trying to get as much wind as they can out of them. The air thickens, muffling sound, until even the snap of the sails and the ropes becomes a bit of a whisper.
Is there like a helm on the smaller ship too?
Yeah.
Persephone is gonna, just out of instinct, gonna go up to it behind the helm in case she needs to help maneuver, given her she's got like proficiency with water vehicles.
Kaylin, it's at that point, because you rolled quite low, that you hear the soft whistling sound as you just witness a cannonball fly almost perfectly in front of your face and keep going until it splashes into the water.
Matrix style, just...
The outline of a ship with elegant black sails emerges at the edge of the fog. Large, wide, and full of cannons, even mounted on the front, facing towards all of you.
Do we recognize these sails?
The pirates, right, that they were talking about earlier?
I'd say from the distance they're at, not at the moment. You wouldn't be able to tell.
You mentioned earlier about, like, I don't know who was mentioning it. It was one of the people on the deck was mentioned. Callan heard them talking about black sails and pirates.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear it, but I just remember writing it down.
Yeah.
Rogue quickly leans down to Zephyr and he's like, "They've returned. You might want to hang on to something because we got to get the fuck out of here."
Okay.
Let me know if you need. Okay. Gotta and sort of.
Oh, he's so cute.
He goes off to mount one of the cannons that they've surreptitiously put on the back of the research vessel. And you watch as he's like doing something, and weirdly, he like cups his hands, whispers something into them, and places a hand on the cannon, and you watch as it wreaths itself in blue energy.
Ooh. Is it lightning?
Stephanie's gonna like go, "Oh, so you're a fancy boy."
The shot that echoes from it, almost as Kaylin is like, "Is that light?" And then it's like, as he fires a lightning cannon towards the ship. It grazes off the front of it, and you can see that even part of the wood figurehead is this beautifully elegant maiden with her hands outstretched towards the sky. There's like this arcing golden light that seems to cover the hull of the ship as the lightning bolt just bounces off of it. And you just hear like a string of various orcish swear words coming from
Would I have heard them before?
Yes, in multiple different inferences. There's like a strange familiarity to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instant flashback.
So what are we doing?
I'd like to say that Persephone would take control of the situation, but then I also know that I'm not capable of that because I'm not smart. So I think she's just gonna say to them, if you aren't tied down, guys, tie yourself to the ship. Tie yourselves on, and she'll like loop herself on at the back. And then she'll be like, she'll look back and be like, I should have fucking rested. And she'll like keep her hand on the helm, ready to like maneuver it if she needs to.
Cool. You see Roke quickly turns and looks at the rest of them. He's like, someone check the rigging. And then looks to you, Persephone, and he's like, you're gonna need to help guide it, because if we swing the back out, we're not gonna get any more drift. So, please?
Sure.
Thank you. So I need a survival check from you. And then I need everyone else to tell me what they're doing.
Nim just immediately ties. Persephone's got the knows what she's doing. I tie myself to the ship.
Damn right I do. 24, motherfuckers.
Easily. There's like another gunshot. There's another cannon shot as like another cannonball like hits the side of the ship. A bunch of splinters go off. But Persephone turned it in a way that it didn't do any lasting damage. It's purely cosmetic.
Nice. He's like, are you guys gonna, you know, help him shoot back? Or are you gonna sit there with your fingers up your ass?
Is there another one of these cannons nearby? Or is it just the one?
Yes, there is another one. And you see Roke sort of like looking at you and like with a hand gesturing at the other one.
Yeah.
We got the same thought line.
I'm gonna run over to the cannon, just like, oh my god, firearms! And he's just gonna go sit there and try and load a cannon. Shot.
Yes, so it's going to take an action to load it and an action to fire it. Or if someone's helping you, you can do.
Does anyone want to give me a hand, or should I take this on a slow reload?
I'll give you a hand.
Cool. Zephyr, what are we up to?
Zephyr is panicking, to put it lightly. She will attempt to secure herself to the ship with some sort of rope.
You watch as you see the captain once more at the back of the ship. And you can see he's looking at the pirates and then looking at you guys. And then looking back again. And he looks down at the ropes.
Oh no.
And in one smooth movement, takes out his blade, and you watch it wreath in green flame as he arcs it down, and the whole thing sets alight. The rope snapping, flick back, and the ship ahead of you begins to take off.
Persephone's gonna scream at the top of her lungs. You
Roke's like, again? Really? Oh, son of a...
Your
and then just
captain
continues to...
knows no loyalty.
Is what was her name? The researcher? Is she still on the ship with us?
Yeah, it's her ship.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Any of those instruments do anything useful?
She's like, they measure the wind, and like, no. Like,
then, if you can't do anything, just protect yourself.
Okay, hang on, I've got... And then she like runs downstairs.
Okay. Let her be.
As she's running off, I'm just going to say, if anything gets damaged, just try and patch up what you can. We'll fire back as well as best we can up here.
How?
The ship is getting closer.
Okay. Zephyr is gonna like give up her search for something to tie herself down with, and is gonna look at Persephone and say, when I shout now,
Sorry.
wait, is Persephone who's steering?
Me,
Persephone.
yeah, Persephone.
She's gonna say, when I say now, like turn sharply left or right.
She goes, left it is, just say when.
Okay, and then she goes behind the sail and casts Gust.
It says on the map.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. And
That's
yells
amazing.
now.
What does it look like?
Jets of basically mist come out of like her hands. They whip around, get like sort of. It starts off slow and just builds up speed, and then just billowing through the sails.
Okay.
Yeah.
You watch as Roke
I
is
need
like,
to.
that's so hot. Anyway.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew it because I was thinking it too.
And yeah, and she shouts like now, and yeah, as she
She'll fucking do it.
starts.
She'll
Yeah.
immediately.
Cool. Yeah, the whole ship lurches as this immediate gust of wind propels it, followed by the turning, sort of wrenching some of you a little bit off balance as it spins.
Are they? How close is the ship? Is it?
Make a perception check for me.
Oh my god. Nat 20 for 24. Natural fucking 20. Let's go. Where it's not important. Woo.
There is. It's quite far away, and you can't make out much other than the sort of outline of the figurehead. And
Okay.
you obviously know that they've been firing cannons at you.
Yeah.
But what you can hear is on the wind. There is like a chanting, like an orcish war cry.
Are they orcs on that ship?
And you see Roke has like tilted his head to try and listen to it, but you can't quite hear it as well as you can.
Can I repeat it back to him?
He's like, oh no.
Oh no? What does oh no mean? Who is it?
No.
Are we fucked? Are we fucked? I feel like we're fucked.
Yeah, in a manner of words.
Fantastic.
Well,
what do we do?
Zephyr, would you mind stopping, please?
Stopping?
Yeah.
Why?
And he sort
Because
of
we're
holds
fucked
up his
either
arm,
way.
and on it you can see a delicate, almost oddly too delicate for someone of his stature, interwoven vine silver bracelet, and you watch it shimmer in light as it glows. Right
I've
at
not
the
seen it
clasp,
before.
right at the clasp,
Cool.
is a set of 2 daggers and a crescent moon.
Yeah.
Why does that sound familiar? Have any of us seen it before?
Yes. One of you has.
If it's the person that's not here, I'm gonna shit my pants.
It is the person who is not here.
Son of a bitch! That's it.
Because
Poop everywhere.
it's not a crescent. Because as he turns it, they sort of cross each other and they turn into a star. And he's like, Zephyr, please. I don't want to beg, but if you asked me, I probably would. But if you could slow the ship for me.
Zephyr slowly lowers her hands.
Yeah, and you watch the magic sort of die off and the ship begins to slow down. The other one begins to get closer and closer. And once it's within suitable viewing distance, it's then you see an equally raised arm with the same silver banding and the same glow in response. What are we doing?
Can we see any people on the other one? Like, can we see the face of the person? Like,
Yeah,
holding
make a perception check for me. In fact, you all can, and we'll do it as a group
Sorry,
thing
I was
and see
talking.
what we get.
Oh, which dice should I roll? Go for a glow in the dark, baby
7.
boy. Oh.
Okay.
The
You say it was
22.
perception?
Yes.
Dirty 20.
Nice. Says 27.
I get advantage on perception because of my thing.
Mm.
So
Pop
let's
off, Kelly.
wait. A 19.
I haven't written any notes for this last half. Shit.
There's a 22 for Zephyr.
So I'm just doing some maths. Yeah, no, that's enough. Yeah. The chanting that you can hear. Does anyone speak Orcish?
No.
Nope.
I really wanted to pick it up as a language because of Kozan, but I just couldn't. I wasn't available to me.
It's strange you say that. Because you have heard this before.
Oh, okay.
As each of you see a water genasi, sort of sprinkling of various different humans and half elves and things like that, and stood at the helm of the ship is a very tall half orc with his hand raised and sort of like that glowing band on his wrist. And as it comes closer, you can see the upright hands of the figurehead that's now been restored. Since the last time you saw the Sable, this ship is fully functional and well equipped for war. And you hear the very booming voice of Captain Thorn.
Oh my
Hello.
god.
Oh
And he's
my
like,
god.
Flowers, I'm told you needed a ride. Could you kick my brother overboard, please? It's a pain in my ass.
Persephone's gonna fucking whip her head round and just cry. And she's gonna be like sobbing and go,
These ships sidle up against each other in like an almost too close scraping of wood. And like a mournful cry. The crew are very quick to detain Roke, and you watch as he is shackled to the ground.
What did you do? Persephone immediately. What did you do that you're being detained
Also,
by your
why
own
were
brother?
why were you firing cannonballs at us?
Okay, hold up. Pause that. Okay, you knew that was your brother because you said they're back. You knew it was him. You knew that he was my captain, and you still shot at him and didn't say anything. Why?
There's like a thudding of footsteps as the wooden board hits the deck, and Thorn makes himself known, and he quickly places a hand in front of you. Let's not get into that right now. Flowers, please. Could you tone it down?
I don't. Okay. She
Look,
like slinks back.
And he sort of like looks at Roke, and Roke won't meet his gaze. And he's like staring him down. And this is where we're gonna end.
Goddamn charming Thorn brothers.
He killed my wife.
Oh.
And he looks down at him again. She was the best first mate I had.
Oh my god.
And that's where we're gonna end.
No, you can't do that.
So we will see
really
you guys
emotional.
next week for another episode of Campaign 3. But don't forget, we also have Campaign 1 streaming tomorrow night at 8 p.m. GMT. So I will see you guys then with a different cast for an equally compelling story. and say goodbye, guys. Bye.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
See
Bye.
you next week.
Eternity's a gift, they say, to never cross the veil. This life I try to savor, and I try to no avail. Curse that mortal brevity which has rent you from my arms. Curse this cold eternity without you to keep me warm. Your never-ending elegy is a ballad with no melody, as empty as I. Now you've passed me by. A blessing, no, a malady. Why do roses bloom in spring, only to wither and die? You were all that was good in me. Now back to darkness go I. Take with you my sanity, better madness than the pain of my want. All my effort is vanity, and I hear the ravens taunt. Your never-ending elegy is a ballad with no melody, as empty as I. Now you've passed me by. A blessing, no, a malady. My eternal malady. Eternity's a gift, they say, to never cross the veil. This life I try to savor, and I try to no avail. Curse that mortal brevity which has rent you from my arms. Curse this cold eternity without you to keep me warm. Your never-ending elegy is a ballad with no melody, as empty as I. Now you've passed me by. A blessing, no, a malady. Why do roses bloom